Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Storytimers. It's me, Donna Vee, and I'm so excited to be here today. Today is Thursday, March 25th, and it is a cloudy day. It's like overcast here on the east coast of New Jersey, which is in Nutley. I'm in Nutley. I'm not saying the entire east coast is Nutley. I'm saying that where I am is Nutley. I don't know where you're coming from, where you're watching from. Let me know. I love shouting out where you're all from. I'm so excited to be here 10 to 11, Sunday through Friday, live on Facebook and YouTube. And yes, until the 31st, Periscope. And then I hope my Periscopers go over to YouTube and find me on Donna Vee Comedy. That'd be amazing, so that you can still watch your story time in the morning. Because this is the place where we wake up with lots of positive energy, lots of healthy habits, lots of manners, and they're all good, I hope. And just excitement and friendship and camaraderie, and it's a family, and I love it. We are celebrating this year our 1 year, I'm calling it, readiversary. That's right. 1 year ago, March 21st, this journey began, and it started out because of quarantine and wanting to find something to do so that I could help entertain some of my friends that have children. And I was like, let me see what I can do. Well, hello, good morning from Dubai, or good evening. I'm not really sure, but Rhoda, it's so nice to see you. I'm so happy that you're here checking in from Periscope, and I hope that you go over to YouTube and check me out so that when Periscope is gone on the 31st, we don't lose touch. Because I have to tell you, this place is a place to be for gratitude, for fun, and just some great books. I mean, honestly, the energy is amazing. I love the fact that we always are wishing each other well, and I think that's so important. Good morning, Ryan, coming in all the way from Ireland, and Frank Simon, also from New Jersey. He says, Timer's morning, good story. I love it. He is the king of the alliterative sentence, the tongue twisters, the challenges for my morning. It's so much fun. Ryan is my executive producer. I have to say that Frank Simon would be kind of like a cruise director of like fun and joy. And I love when everybody says hello, so I get to know who's here and who I should be shouting out. Speaking of shouting out, today's letter. Okay, so yesterday was N. So Alpha Bear, what does that mean? That means that today, if yesterday was N, today must be alphabetically so O. Let's see what O looks like, boys and girls. I know that to me, O is kind of a simple letter because uppercase and lowercase, they look the same, except for one thing. The O that's uppercase is larger than the lowercase. Now, these are the ones that I drew. And you remember our old friends, and I think the next time we go through the alphabet, maybe I'll show my letters through my little letter cards. Let me see if I can find O. L, R, G, B, M, D, W, Q, E, R, C, Z, Q, G, T. What? There's no O? That is so strange. That, of course, the one letter. There's N, wait a minute, and O for octopus. So do you see what it looks like? So the O's to me look very similar, that if you didn't know it, and I drew an even littler O, that could be the uppercase, or an even bigger O, that could be the lowercase. I have to say it's kind of an optical illusion. Octopus. Now, what else do we know about the letter O? Well, we know that the letter O is shaped like one of these, a soccer ball, a basketball, not a football, but, like a ball. And then we also know, I'm going to give Alpha Bear this letter O today too, because it's nice and clear. I love that. Good morning, Jim Tomlinson from California. We've got the West Coast covered. We got the East Coast covered. We even have it across the pond covered. We've got Dubai in the house today, Ireland. I'm excited. I mean, this is like a party. It's a great party. There are names on the back of my letter O. What are the names? Well, every morning we said good morning to the kids from the very beginning. But then do you see how much this grew? Wow. It's like a garden of names. and we watered it and it grew, and we watered it and it grew. So now what we do is we pick little bouquets of names. And today, let's make sure that I've got it all here. I think I do. Today, there's only 3 names on the back of my letter O. So if you know someone, a child perhaps, that's name starts with the letter O, and you want me to shout them out, put it in the comments, and I'll add it to my list. But I'll wait a couple of seconds just in case there's a new addition. And maybe what we'll do now is we'll stretch. What do you think? Stretch? Healthy habits are great to start your morning off. I start mine off with waking up with gratitude, going over, taking a shower, brushing my teeth, and always saying good morning to old friends. Good morning, Danny Dipple. Danny Dipple, do you know that we are now in our 1-year anniversary week for story time? I mean, it's pretty amazing because I know that way back when, I would say good morning to you all the time. And I want to say thank you. I'm filled with gratitude because it is people like yourself who watch consistently or from the beginning that made this happen. And I'm so excited. So thanks. You know what other healthy habit's really good? Drinking some water. Staying hydrated is excellent. It's great for your brain. It's great for the largest organ on your body, which is your skin. It's great for your skin. It is. Ooh, I have a little carbonated water in there, and that's fun. So, I just hope it doesn't make me hiccup. But drinking water is a great way to start your day. Waking up and saying to your body, okay, we're awake now, and here's some water to prove it. And it just like hydrates all of your organs, wakes everything up. And then your body's like, all right, let's do this. Now let's go over and stretch. And then, of course, your brain is saying, oh, that's good. I'm hydrated. I can remember the alphabet because there's 26 letters in the alphabet. And you know what? We're going to say each one of them. And you know what else? We're going to exercise while we recite them. I think that's a good idea. And you know what else? We are going to shout out middle when we get to the 13th letter, because the 13th letter of the alphabet is technically the middle. Well, technically, as our executive producer once taught us, the middle is the space that exists between the M and the N. Let me explain. Do you see how there's 2 letters next to each other, the O and the O, and there's a space? Well, it's kind of like if this were the M and this were the N, or this were the M and this were the N. You see that little space, that pause in between them? That's the middle. So what we're going to do is when we get there, we yell middle, and then we switch up our exercise. Then we get to the letter S, and we yell switch, and we do it again. You ready? Here we go. Arms out, not spaghetti arms, seated jumping jacks. For all of you out there that say, I don't want to exercise, we're doing this seated, and everyone can do it. But if, for whatever reason, injury, or perhaps you are just unable to do it for real, exercise your imagination, exercise your mind. Say the alphabet with us, recite it, and perhaps picture it in different colors or patterns, like A might be red, B might be blue, C might be yellow, and D might be green. Well, it might be. And if you have synesthesia, let me know, because I'd like to know what color your letters are. I love knowing the colors that it means for you. Are you ready? Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, middle, N, O, the letter for today, P, Q, R, S, switch, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Wow, wow, wow. I have to tell you, the dog was up a bunch last night. My sleep, it was like a little broken. So that workout right there, I feel like I need a nap. Do you ever feel like that? You wake up tired? Isn't that so silly? You're like, I just slept all night. How did I wake up tired? I don't know. I think it's because it just wasn't that deep of a sleep. All I know is a nap would be good right now. But nope, it's story time and then work. Okay, commitments, commitments, commitments. It's all about that. Keeping your commitments, like doing your exercises when no one's there, shows a great sign of character. Did you know that? Yeah. You know what else shows a great sign of character? Learning something that you think you might not even need to use. It's just doing it just because it's great to learn, like the ASL alphabet. Now, I know that yesterday executive producer Ryan said, well, in Europe, or actually I should say where he lives in Ireland in the UK, they do not use the ASL because ASL stands for American Sign Language, which I would love to look up and see what the letters are for, I guess it's BSL, British Sign Language. I have to look it up all together, and maybe we can try that with the next round of the alphabet. It's a good idea. I think I'll look that up. Yeah, because expanding our minds is so important. And I know that my audience is not just here in the US, so why would I only teach that? That's interesting. Okay, well, but today we are going to continue with it because it is something that we do, and I need to look up some new things to teach. But today we're going to practice the ASL, American Sign Language, and this is what it looks like. This is also what it looks like. But when we practice and we use our book, this is what it looks like. What is that, you might ask? Well, this is the book, Dina the Deaf Dinosaur, and it's written by Carol Adebato, illustrated by Valentine. And inside, during the story and the way it unfolds, and all the friends finding out that Dina the Deaf Dinosaur is deaf, well, Owl helps his friends learn to communicate with her by teaching ASL. He learned from a deaf dove. And I think it's an interesting thing that we learn and go over every day so that we can maybe perhaps one day, if we need to, use it to communicate with someone. And why would we not want to learn that? Right? Carol, good morning. How are you? O is for outstanding. I love that. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so you ready? Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like this. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, today's letter, P, Q, R, S, T, U, right? C, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Amazing. I'm so excited that you did that with me. Doing this together is important because we definitely expand our knowledge. Dina the Deaf Dinosaur is one of my favorite books to help learn and to teach children about deaf culture, what is empathy, and how people are different. Everyone's different. And I know that it's animals, but you know that we learn the best through examples, and the animals are so kind to each other. So I love this book, and I hope that you get it for your library. Now, next, ooh, look at that. My sister learned sign language because her girlfriend's parents couldn't speak. And you see that? That's amazing because it bridged the connection. It made and created a relationship and a possibility that wasn't there before, or it wouldn't have been there that easy. So that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love that. Okay, now I think we should try to attempt Frank Simon's alliterative sentence, and then it's vitamin time. All right, let me look up and see where it is in the comments. He wrote me a note and he said that the last word came out misspelled, and I know what it is now. That's the only word I saw. Are you ready? I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I'm looking. Oscar owns orange octagonal. I messed it up already. Omaha owls on octopus ornaments over our Oldsmobile. No, you won this one today. Oscar owns orange octagonal Omaha owls on octopus ornaments over our Oldsmobile. Oscar owns orange octagonal Omaha owls on octopus ornaments over our Oldsmobile. So here's the thing. I didn't give up, did I? Nope. I stumbled. Yes. I made mistakes. Absolutely. But boys and girls, like I say to you every day, especially when you're reading something that you've never read before, don't give up. You want to continue to try sounding out the words like I just did, because I have to say that was a tripping point for me. Oscar owns orange octagonal Omaha owls on octopus ornaments over our Oldsmobile. And you know what's funny? The only word that's misspelled is Oldsmobile, because I know Frank uses voice to text to get his messages in, but I had such a tough time with a few of the words, and what are you going to do? It's okay. All right, so let's see. The official word's definitely in, and Frank wins. Oh, obviously. Of course he wins, and that's okay. But that's a great O word, obviously. And if anyone has any other O words, share, share, share. Okay, so next, you know what we're going to do? Let's shout out the 3 names on the back of the letter O. And these names are so amazing and so off the charts and so, I don't know another word that starts with O that would be a good way to describe these words. They're not old. They're not odd. They are awesome. But it's awesome. We know that. So good morning to my niece, Olivia Rose, Ollie, and Olive. Yum. Olives are delicious. Yeah, Olivia Rose, Ollie, and Olive. Good morning, kids. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so excited that your names start with O. So I have something to read today. And now you know what we have to do? Vitamin time. I love vitamin time. Look at this. It's almost time to open new vitamins. Let's see what we have. Oh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pink vitamins, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 purple vitamins. Figure out your mathematical equations. Put your guesses in. Is it going to be 2 the same? 1 of each? I don't know. But every day makes it more exciting. And then this is where we practice healthy habits, meaning good manners. What? How? Because we definitely need to say, please may I have my vitamins? Then we get our vitamins and we don't look. And it's a game. And then we say, thank you for my vitamins to whoever gives us our vitamins, right? What? Observable. Yes. And O is for 1 of each. I like it. I like it a lot. So we're going to see which vitamins we got in our hands here. In our one hand. We count it off with a 1, 2, 3. We look at the vitamins. We take them. And then we don't chew with our mouth full. No, we do chew. Wait. You don't chew with your mouth open or talk with your mouth full. No. So we chew with our mouths closed. And we are really polite, correct? And we use this book. Oh, and don't forget, like yesterday we learned, never be a bully. No. A Beginner's Guide to the Universe by author Mike Dooley. Uncommon Ideas for Living an Unusually Happy Life. And what we do is we read a page from this book as our nugget of truth because it's so much fun. And it is... I'm looking for an O word. Well, it's inspiring, which is not an O word, but You know what I mean. So you guys ready? Kids, on the count of 3, let's do the reveal of the vitamin. 1, 2, 3. It is one of each. Oh my goodness. And occasionally, you are correct. Today, you are correct. So you know what that means? You get to pick the number of the page for the nugget of truth today. Oh, I love otters and ocean and Oscar. I love that. Awesome job, Ryan. So if you don't mind picking a page from 7 to 158, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Sour. That was so sour. Okay. Now, the page for today, since he might not be picking it, he's giving me so many great words, though. Organic, open, operation. I'm going to open the book. And I'm going to open it to a random page, I guess. 148. Your feelings are your choice. What manifests thereafter may not be. Choose wisely. Young souls value people for their strength. Mature souls value people for their productivity. And old souls value people. Primitive societies live by the rule of might, and the strong prevail. Advanced societies live by the rule of law, and the privileged prevail. Enlightened societies live by the rule of love, and everyone thrives. Apologize to an old soul, and your gesture will be honored. Apologize to a young soul, and matters may become even more complicated. Apologize anyway. Interesting. Now, I need to mark that page because I will tell you, I don't believe we've ever read that. Oh, but you did pick a page, but you wrote it out. You said 101. I just saw this, okay? And he's repeating it. I didn't even realize it. So now guess what? I'm going to read another page. Because I can't let him down. He won. He did. He won fair and square. One's a popular page. But it's a ... because it starts from the other side. Sometimes you'll learn much more about life, love, and happiness when you're single than when you're in a relationship, when you're looking for work than when you're working, and when you're confused rather than when you're clear. Which doesn't mean don't seek change if you want there to be change. It means if you can allow yourself to learn that there is what there is to learn from wherever you are now, rather than resist, you'll greatly accelerate your dreamed of transformation. Opera. Yes, opera. When you don't know what to do next, it might be because you've already done more than you give yourself credit for. And it's time to chill out a bit. Very often, when you just can't decide between 2 or more options, the answer that would give you the most peace hasn't arrived yet. Ask, yet expect. Surrender, yet prepare. And miracles will abound. I believe in that. I totally believe in miracles. I believe that that's exactly what we need to hope for and wish for. And today, perfect ending for that, because During what we are calling and what we always call our social distancing buddy time, I have a request. I have a major request today, and I'm going to get out Bartholomew. Bob, I need Bartholomew to come out because we're going back old school today. Oh, old school. We have someone that we hold near and dear to our hearts at Storytime. She's one of our favorite little girls, and she needs our love and light more than anyone I know right now. Her family does, and I'm going to ask you to join me today to please send all of your love and light to one Miss Sawyer Jane Barrow, because this little girl is one of my favorite people, and her family is just so special to me. And I love her grandma, and I love her mom, and her dad, and her little brother Liam. Well, big brother Liam. But so today, we are going to send out an abundance, like oodles for the letter O, of love and light and peace and healing for this little girl and her family, because they really need our help today and every day, but today more than ever. So I want to ask everyone here at Storytime to join me with closing your eyes and placing little Sawyer Jane in your head, in your heart, and your whole being. We're going to send a beam of light back and forth to each other, stronger than any beam of light that we've ever sent before. Like, so strong that I want it to be the brightest light you could possibly imagine. Brighter than the sun, okay? Peace and green light, white light, all the lights that you can picture unite. We're going to actually send it right to Sawyer Jane. You could even skip over me today because I want you to send it right to her, all right? So you see that little face? This little special sweet girl? She needs it more than anyone. So are you ready? On the count of 3, from your head, 1, from your heart, 2, all the way to Sawyer Jane, 3. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's a big namaste coming to you. I felt it for her. So I appreciate it. And if you could keep her in your thoughts and prayers, that would be extra special. And Storytimers, I know that we can change and elevate the vibration of the global population. So if we can do that, we can definitely change this little girl. All right? Here we go. So Ba, you're going to come up here. You're going to hang tight on the Sawyer Jane, and I appreciate that with all of my heart. So thank you. Namaste. Now, you know what we're going to do? Now that we've wished Sawyer Jane some love and light and peace, we're going to breathe in the energy of all of the worlds. And I want you to breathe it in nice and deep and say, I am. And then I want you to breathe out and say only a positive word, a mantra, if you will, something that can feed your soul with everything positive. No junk food, please. Just like in What Should Darla Do? I am persistent. I am hardworking. I am brave. I am loved, grateful, kind, caring. Okay? And here we go. Brian, how are you? Good morning. Nice to see you. Are you ready? I am a healer. I am filled with gratitude. I am love. I am ready. I am so ready for story time to continue with 3 stories on this Thursday, March 25th. Can you believe it? I am so excited. And here we are together, and we have awesome new books because there was a preschool teacher who retired and was selling books in Glen Ridge, and I went and I bought a whole bunch so that I have new books to donate. And I will tell you what, I got some really cool new books, and I'm really excited because more stories that I've never seen before. This is a ready to read Olivia and the Kite Party. Oh, Olivia. Well, let's see. Who is the author? Adapted by Alex Harvey, based on the screenplay Kite Season, written by Jack Monaco, and illustrated by Patrick Spezzanti? I don't know. I'm sorry, Patrick. Okay. Whoosh! It is a very windy day. Olivia smiles. It is a perfect day to fly kites. Mom, do you have anything we can use to make kites? Olivia asks. Well, Mom says, we have ribbons, streamers, and bows. I do not know how you can make a kite out of them. Leave that to me, Olivia says. Pretty awesome, right? After a while, Ian says, I'm done. Very nice, Olivia tells him. Are you ready to try it out? But we need string, Ian says. Olivia asks Francine for help. I have something even better, Francine says. Yarn. Do you want to make a kite? Olivia asks Francine. There's enough wind and 100 kites. Could be a party. Francine is excited. A kite party, she says, excuse me. On pieces of paper, Olivia writes, you are invited to our kite party. When she's done, she folds the papers into paper airplanes and sends them flying out the window. Whoa! Later, everyone gathers with their kites. Great kites, Olivia says. Is everybody ready? Ready, everyone says. But Daisy has no kite. Where's yours, Daisy? Asks Olivia. At home, Daisy says. There's no wind. Olivia looks around. Hey, where did the wind go? She asks. Maybe the wind blew the wind away, Ian says. I guess we'll just have to save the kites for another day, says Mom. Sorry, Olivia. No wind, no kites, Francine adds. That stinks. Wait, so what if there is no wind? Olivia asks. We made our own kites. Now you want us to make it windy? Daisy asks. Well, we can all blow air, Ian says. Everyone blows, but nothing happens. We are not windy enough, says Ian. No, that's not going to do it. We just need to think bigger, Olivia says. Much bigger. Now everyone has a paper fan. They start waving when Olivia tells them to. And 1 and 2. But it does not work. Olivia thinks there's only one thing to do. Think way bigger, she says. Think way bigger. A short time later, Olivia and Ian create a teepee. Create a windmill using a teepee, canoe paddles, fans, and a bicycle. Wow, that is creative. Ian starts to pedal. It's working, Olivia shouts. We have wind. Can you see what they did? That is pretty inventive. I do not think I've seen so many kites in the sky, Mom says. Looks like yours is ready, Dad tells Olivia. It just needs one more thing, Olivia says. She adds a big red O. to her kite. Now, it is perfect, says Olivia. She lets go of the kite, and it flies high in the sky. That's awesome. They found wind. They made wind. Do you know that people do make windmills and that it can power electricity? That's pretty amazing. Okay, so next. Now, I couldn't find another book with an O, but I thought this rhymed with O, and it might be a fun story because I love football. Don't throw it to Mo. Good morning, Mom. How are you? Brian. Of course I can. You're silly. So don't throw it to Mo. This is by David A. Adler, illustrated by Sam Ricks. I do. I love football. I love football season. I love everything football. Mo Jackson loves football. See? Oh. When it's time to wake up, his mother calls out, "It's a long throw!" Mo wakes up. His mother tosses the football, and Mo jumps out of bed to catch it. That's one way to get somebody out of bed. Now that you're up, his mother says, "Get ready for school." How cute. Mo is on the Robins, a football team. They practice after school. Mo is smaller than the other players. He's younger. Mostly he doesn't play. He sits on the bench with Coach Steve. Sometimes Coach Steve spreads butter on a football. You need to practice holding on to the ball, even if it's slippery. Interesting. The Robins are playing the Jays, and the Jays see Mo and say, "He's too small to play." Coach Steve tosses Mo a football, and Mo drops it. The Jays laugh. He's small, and he's Butterfingers. They're right. The ball he dropped was Coach Steve's buttered ball. Interesting. Mo sits on the bench. He watches the game, and the game's almost over. The Robins, well, they're losing. "Wash your hands," Coach Steve tells Mo. "Get the butter off. You're going in." Wow. Coach Steve tells the Robins, "I'm putting Mo in. Mo will go deep, but don't throw to Mo." Oh. It's a trick play. The play starts, and Mo runs way out. Look at that guy. This guy's arms folded because he doesn't believe that Mo can catch the ball. A Jay runs with him. "No one would throw to a small Butterfingers," he tells Mo. He's right. No one throws to Mo. Oh. It's time for the next play. "Mo will go deep," Coach Steve tells the team again, "but don't throw to Mo." And the play starts. Oh, he's setting them up. The same Jay runs with Mo, and then he stops. "I'll wait here," he tells Mo. "No one would throw to a small Butterfingers." And he's right again. No one throws to Mo. This is the last play of the game, Coach Steve tells the team. "Mo will go deep," he says, "and this time, throw to Mo." Oh my goodness. The play starts. The J player runs with Mo, and then he stops. But Mo keeps running. Exactly, Brian. I believe in him too. A robin throws the ball high over Mo's head. Oh my goodness. He won't get it, the Jay said. He's too small. Look at these guys. They kind of look like they're dressed like the Cowboys. But Mo goes to get the ball, and Mo does get the ball. He won't catch it, the Jay says. He's a butterfinger. Oh boy. But Mo catches it. And he runs with the ball past the goal line. And the Robins win. They cheer. Look, they carry him. Mo wins the game. Coach Steve, Mo says, your plan won the game. No, it didn't, the coach says. You won the game. You are the one that caught the ball. That's a great story. Woo! Yeah, the Jets need to sign Mo and Coach Steve. That's so true. I agree. I love that story. That's going in my personal library. Okay, the last story we have is called Mooncake by Frank Ash. Mooncake, because the moon looks like the letter O. One summer night, Bear and his friend, Little Bird, sat down to watch the moon. After a while, Little Bird said, I think I feel hungry. Me too, replied Bear. And you know what I wish? I wish I could just jump up and take a bite of the moon. How delicious that would be. Well, how do you know? Chirped the little bird. Maybe the moon doesn't taste good at all. Maybe it tastes terrible. The bear thought for a moment, and then he went inside and got his bow and arrow. With a piece of string, he attached a spoon to the arrow. Whoa. Hi, Yogi. Want to come say hi? Come here, buddy. I heard you had a bath this morning. Come here. Come here. Annabelle and Madeline had a bath too today. Come on. Everybody wants to say hi. He's like, nope. Yogi. He's laying down too far away for me to catch him. He's camera shy. Then he went outside again, and he shot the spoon at the moon. See that? He shot the spoon at the moon. I knew that wouldn't work, said the little bird. The moon is just too far away. What you need is a rocket ship. Well, then I shall build one, said Bear. The very next day, Bear went to the junkyard and bought everything he thought he would need to build a rocket ship. Jack's junk. All summer long, Bear and Little Bird worked and worked. But when fall came, the rocket ship was still not finished. I would like to go with you, said Little Bird, but winter is coming, and I must fly south with the flock. So Bear and Little Bird said goodbye. See the rocket ship he's building? Interesting. When it began to get cold and the leaves fell off the trees, Bear got sleepy. But instead of climbing into bed and sleeping through the winter, he kept right on working. He worked and worked until the rocket ship was finished. Then he climbed inside and began the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. But before he could reach 1, he fell asleep. He slept and he slept until one night the wind knocked over his rocket ship. Oh my goodness. Bear had never been awake in the winter before. When he opened his eyes and saw all the snow, he thought he was on the moon. He climbed out of his rocket ship, scooped up some snow, and made a little moon cake. And then he tasted it. It tasted like something he had tasted before, but he wasn't quite sure what it was. That's what I did all winter. I would make little moon cakes. While he thought about that, he decided to go for a walk. He didn't want to go too far because he was afraid that he would get lost. So he just walked in a big circle. After a while, he came upon his own paw prints in the snow. See that? He thought he was on the moon. These paw prints are too big to belong to a moon mouse or even a moon raccoon, thought Bear. Maybe they were made by a moon bear, or perhaps he shuddered, a terrible moon monster. Bear felt scared. He ran back to his rocket ship and prepared to take off. Again, he began the countdown. 10, 9, 8. But before he got to 1, he fell fast asleep. And this time he slept until spring. Can you imagine that? One day, his friend Little Bird returned and woke him up. "How is everything down south?" asked Bear. "Just fine," said Little Bird. "Hey, did you go to the moon?" asked Little Bird. "I sure did." "I sure did." "How did the moon taste?" asked Little Bird. "Was it terrible?" "No," replied Bear. "It was delicious." Mooncake by Frank Ash. I love that book. That was adorable. I love that book. You know what we're going to do? We're going to have a bonus book. Just a quick one. I think we should read an old book for old time's sake. And I'm going to dedicate it to my little buddy, Sawyer Jane. I love you just the way you are. And that's my little Bartholomew in there. And I think it'd be a good way to end today's story time. I mean, I know we have to have a hug. So actually, let's get our hug out. A big hug. We're sending so many hugs to Sawyer Jane and the Barrow family. And so many well wishes, love, thoughts, and prayers. Okay? So we'll put Squishmallow from my friends Melanie and Liliana from Massachusetts, right over near Sawyer Jane, because I'm sure she could use a hug right now. And then we're going to read this one last book because it's just so cute. I can't resist. One day, Bartholomew was grumpy. His ears were cold. You ever know anybody that's a little grumpy? Nah. Wrap your scarf around your ears to keep them warm, said George. But Bartholomew was still grumpy. His legs felt too stumpy. Nah. I'll carry you, said George. At home, Bartholomew's porridge was too lumpy, and his tummy too plumpy. Nah, nah. And he was too small. Right? Have you ever felt that way? I'll feed you, said George. At bath time, Bartholomew hid. He did not like anything at all. Nah! What a day, said George. You've been so grumpy. Your legs have felt stumpy. Your porridge was too lumpy. Your tummy too plumpy. But, bah! Nah! I love you just the way you are. Bartholomew felt better. He kissed George. And he brushed his teeth all by himself, even the one he chipped. Time for bed, Ba, said George. We both need a little rest. Nah, said Bartholomew. But sometimes all you need is a little rest because it stops the momentum of the bad day that you're having. Taking a nap when you're cranky is definitely something that can help you. So don't forget that. For you out there that don't like to take naps, which is something that I find amazing. I never really liked naps when I was a kid or when I got a little older. But the older I get, oh, I'd love a nap right now. But it's wild to think that by the time you really love naps is when you can't take them anymore. Bah. But you know what you can do? You can take this, you can take a hug from me to you, and you can hug back by putting your right hand on your left shoulder and your left hand on your right. Give yourself a hug from me. Squeeze yourself so tight and know that everything's going to be all right. And if I could, I'd hug you myself. But one day, someday, we'll all be able to hug. Right now, you just got to use your imagination. Okay? So give yourself a squeeze. Know that I love you. And that I'll see you tomorrow, Friday, March 26th. And then we breathe our way out because that's just what we do here. So are you ready? I am peace. I am love. I am faith. I am totally content. Thank you for being here today and every day. I appreciate you. Namaste. You're welcome. I'm glad you liked them. And I'll see you guys tomorrow when the letter will be P. Perfect.